YouTube Nation, what is up? Eagles Truth here with you. Now, I'm in the car because, look, there's a good chance I'm going to really bitch and yell and cuss and all that in this video, despite us winning. And I have family over and everything else. I really don't need them to see that. So I kind of retreated to my car. So the lighting's kind of bad. I'm filming on my iPhone 14 Pro, so just bear with me. But if you came to see a rant or want to see a rant, even in a win, you might get there. It just depends on how irritated I get as I'm going through this shit. I'm going to go through the good first. So the Eagles win. I'm trying to remember I don't even remember what the fucking score was. We won by 5 points. It was what, 20? I forget what it was. I don't know. I forget the actual score now. 27 or 22 maybe? I don't know what it was. No, 28 to... I don't fucking know. We won by 5 points. That's all I know. The good. The good is the defense in the first half. Like, I know the Jaguars aren't that great and they're missing people on offense and all that stuff, but the defense in the first half was like fucking legendary. Like that, like I think they had like 32 yards or 32 yards of total offense in the first half. Like, what the fuck? So that was really good. Zach Bond and Cooper DeJean especially stood out in the first half. So that was really good. And, you know, we were up in the game 22-0. Now, it should have been 27-0 at that time. We'll get into that because at the end of the day, we did leave 6 points on the board. Damn near a touchdown worth of points we left on the board. But we'll get, just from our fucking moronic coach, we'll get to that in a second because I'm gonna say that for last because I'm gonna go off. Trying to think of it. There was an amazing Saquon Barkley run. Holy shit, that run was epic shit. If you haven't seen it, like he hurled a defender backwards. I've never seen anything like that. It was freaking ridiculous. If you haven't seen it, I would definitely Google that highlight. Saquon Barkley backwards hurdle a guy during the Jaguars game in the first half. Like, it was insane. That's about as much as I can. I mean, Saquon Barkley had a good day. I think he had like 200 or close to all-purpose yards. Like, he had an amazing day. That's about as much as I can fucking come up with as far as good, which is sad because we were up 22-0, damn near 27-0. So you should think there should be a lot more good coming out of it. Devontae Smith had a ridiculous catch. Jahan Dotson actually had a ridiculous catch too. So nice of him to make a highlight play. There were good in this, but it was nearly taken away because of our moronic head coach. Guys, I know it's not going to happen. I want Nick Sirianni fired. I don't care if we're 6-2. I don't fucking care. I want him fired. And if Jeffrey Lurie doesn't have the balls to do it in season with a good record, then do it after season. I don't care if we win the Super Bowl. Fire his ass, which they won't because that would be bad for business. Nobody would want to come here because they'd be all like, damn, the guy won a Super Bowl and he still got fired. I know it wouldn't happen. I hate this guy. I didn't like him. He embarrassed me. Even in our Super Bowl run, he embarrassed me. Remember when we beat the Giants? I think it was the divisional playoff game or whatever, when we whooped the Giants' ass, and he's sitting there to the camera going, right? Now, it didn't help that they would slow-mo it down, and it would just look even more egotistical. I'll admit that, but we took it because we were winning. Now we're seeing what other people think, the other fan bases. Nobody likes this guy, and he's arrogant and egotistical, and it shows up. Excuse me, I did a lot of yelling during the game, so whew. It shows up with the team because the team usually takes the personality of their head coach. Going for a fourth down all the time is not the fucking answer. There is a give and take. It's not like I never want to go for it on fourth down. I'm not saying that. And it's not like I always want to go for it on fourth down, like he seems to want to. There's a give and take, and I don't judge the play call by the result. A lot of people do that. I didn't like the play call on Devontae Smith's long 40-some yard touchdown pass, that amazing catch. I didn't like that play call because it's 3rd and 22. You're in field goal range, kind of long field range, but you're in field goal range. Just get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 yards, get closer and kick a field goal and go up by, I forget what it would have been. I think you'd have went up by two scores. I think you'd have went up by 9 points. So it would have made it a 2-score game. Like, I wanted to do that. And that was the smarter play call. Not go for a fucking 40-some yard pass, which was that close to not working. Was not the right decision. Was not. I will stand by it. The right decision was to get a little bit closer for the field goal, go up by 2 scores. That was the right call, not that. Now, it worked out. But I just want to bring that up because I'm not someone who judges the play call by the result. I'm not. It was a 4th and 3 at like the 20, I don't know what it was, 21, 22, 23 yard line. So I know Jake Elliott has not been money per se this year. He did miss a 56, 57 yarder in this game. But that is about as gimme as it gets in the NFL. You're up 10-0. You're playing the fucking 2-6 Jaguars. Kick the field goal. Go up 13-0. I can understand it. Well, maybe not 10-0, being already up 10-0. I can't understand. I would still kick the field goal regardless. But I can understand in a situation where you're tied or it's early in the game and it's like, maybe you're up 3-0 or something. I don't know. And you're playing like a Patrick Mahomes, who's not playing well this year, but still, you're playing a Patrick Mahomes or maybe a Tom Brady of the past or some crazy court, or you're playing the Lions or whatever. Like, I can understand being aggressive in certain situations. You're playing the fucking 2-6 Jaguars. Your defense is playing amazing. You're already up 10 points. The correct call was to kick the fucking field goal on 4th and 3. But instead you fucking, and that's 3 points right there. And then all the fucking, and then all the damn 2-point conversions that you go for. This motherfucker. You realize we left 6 points. Go through and count them all. We left 6 points on the board. That's damn near a fucking touchdown that we left on the board by just bad decision making. 6 points. 6 fucking points. Imagine having those 6 fucking points at the end of the game. We're not sweating it because we're up 11 points, not 5. We're not sweating it when the freaking Jacksonville Jaguars have the ball. We're not sweating it. This was unbelievably stupid. This is fireable. This is fucking fireable. Like, Jeffrey Lloyd's got to be up there being like, this motherfucker, he's a moron. He's a fucking moron. And all he's going to say during the press conferences or whatever is like, well, our identities, we're aggressive, and we're not going to divvy away from that. We're going to be aggressive. I trust my players, blah, 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 blah. Fuck you! This guy does not know. Like, think about as little as he does on game day, he motivates the players. Okay. And he decides when to go for on 4th down, when to punt, when to go for on 4th down, when to kick the field goal, when to freaking kick the extra point, when to go for a 2-point conversion, when to throw the challenge flag, when to call a timeout. That's all he does. That right there. Maybe once in a blue moon he'll freaking, maybe not once in a blue moon, but once in a while he'll freaking he'll call an offensive play. But for the most part, what I just said is what he does. And outside of throwing the challenge flag on the field and calling timeout and stuff like that, I can make these decisions from my fucking bedroom better than he can. There is a feel that he does not have. If we'd have lost that game, I would have put it squarely on Nick Sirianni. Completely. Did Isaiah Rodgers play poorly? Yes, and that's another bad as Isaiah Rodgers, they picked on him a little bit at the end. I thought he would play better than Slay. I was starting to think like Slay's not bad, but his age is starting to catch up to him. He's not what he once was, and maybe Isaiah Rodgers would be better. Now I'm not so sure. It was his first game, but I'm not so sure. So they picked on him quite a bit. But I wouldn't even put it on him because he just kind of looked bad late in the game. But like all throughout the game, Nick Sirianni, dude, you fucking moron, man. You are a fucking moron. The only 2-point conversion thing I can even somewhat understand, and I have to look at it and count the points and make sure of this, was the last 2-point conversion we went for was to make it a 14-point game, I think, if we got it. I think. Would have made it a 14-point game, and therefore 2 full touchdowns. At least that makes at least some kind of sense, if that is indeed the case. But yeah, you leave 6 points on the fucking field. And here's another thing, the arrogance. We talk about the arrogance, how the offense at least takes the head coach's personality. They just think this fucking tush push is automatic. It's not. It's not automatic. It's not automatic. Last week, the Bengals stopped it. There's weeks before that people have stopped it. It gets stopped. It's not automatic anymore. It's not. It's like 50-50 at this point now. It's what it feels like. When they go for a tush push, I'm thinking 50-50. I really am. It's not. He's just so bullish on it. Look, if you're fourth and a yard, I'm not talking a yard and a half. I'm talking a yard or less. And it's something where you need it. You're either behind or you're tied. It's 2-minute drill, or I don't even know. Like it's something where you need it. It's fourth down territory. You need it. Then I can understand that be the play call. Fine. But just to kind of just do it on a whim when you're up or you don't absolutely need it right now, or you're in field goal range and it's not something you absolutely need, it's not vital right now, stop being so damn bullish on it. It's not as fucking automatic as you seem to think it is anymore. Stop it. Someone get it out of his head. We use it as a crutch. We use this fucking play as a crutch, and it's not working like it once did. Stop it. Again, if you want to use it in a critical situation, I'm not talking about, oh, we're up like 7-0 and we're at the 25-yard, their 25-yard line. We could kick a field goal, but it's 4th and 1. Let's do this. No, that's not critical. I'm talking like it's a tie game or you're down a score and it's do or die late in the fourth quarter, like something like that. And you're on their side of the field and like, you know what I mean? Something where it's like, we need it. Then yeah, I don't mind if that's the play call. But Jesus fucking Christ, dude. The defense in the second half looked a lot worse. I don't know if they were playing softer. And if that's the case, that pisses me off. Like, do you ever notice 2-minute offenses score at a much higher success rate than throughout the rest of the game? Like, right before the half or right before the end of the game. You notice how offenses score a lot more often? Wonder why that is. When is defenses going to realize this? When is someone going to break down that stat? I would love for someone to break down that stat and see, like, damn, teams score right before the half. And I think it's more about what the defenses are doing than what the offenses are doing. And it's like, my God, dude, just play how you've been playing. Like, the defense was insane in the first half. Just play like you've been playing. We easily could have lost this game. We easily could have lost this game. And it would have been literally Nick Sirianni's fault. Yeah, you can blame the defense for kind of getting a little porous in the second half, but they were so good in the first half, you almost call it even, you know? Nick Sirianni, dude. And another thing, our offensive line, everyone says, it's a top 3 offensive line, top 3, top 5 offensive line, whatever. we're overrating this offensive line. I understand freaking Jordan Mailata's not in. I get that, but we're overrating this offensive line a little bit. We really, really are. There's so many Saquon Barkley runs, and I understand he had a great game, but there's so many Saquon Barkley runs where, like, defenders are in his face right away, and it's like a negative yard or two. Like, right away. And then when Jalen Hurts gets sacked, now a lot of times he runs into sacks, or it takes forever to go through his reads and get rid of the ball. But, so a lot of it's on him as well. But it just seems like, man, I'm just not as bullish on our offensive line or the tush push like the Eagles seem to be. Saquon Barkley fumble, that was bullshit. You could make the argument that he did step on his guy's foot, and that is what made him trip. I understand that. But in a league that has to be by the book, he did get swiped and fell very shortly after that. It should not have been a fumble. Now, Saquon needs to hold the ball on more. That's a bad Saquon play regardless. But I do think it should have been ruled as down by contact. Just by the letter of the law. Do I think the swipe, that little swipe of the sock, knocked him down? I don't. I think stepping on his own guy's foot got him off balance and he fell, to be honest with you. So in my mind, in the real world, it was a fumble. But if you're going to do it by the letter of the law, he was down by contact. And so that should not have been a turnover for a touchdown, to be honest with you. I'm just, there were some miraculous plays in this game. They seem to all be by the Eagles. Jahan Dotson catch was miraculous. The Smitty catch, the Saquon leap. Like, there's some pretty impressive plays by the Eagles. And it's just like, man, you're not going to win every fucking game by more than 2 scores. It's been 2 weeks since we had to sweat something. It's good to learn and to win, but fucking Sirianni, dude. And then AJ. The fuck's wrong with AJ? What's going to happen? Like, hello. This offense without AJ, I don't like. Our quarterback's not good enough. I'm sorry, you Jalen Hurts fanboys. It's not good enough without AJ. It really should be better even with AJ. Even with AJ on the field, it really should be better than what it is. He seemed to be walking into the locker room fine. So I don't know. But we got the Cowboys next. Then a big one against the Commanders. Commanders have a soft schedule. They have a very soft schedule. They play the... we both play the Steelers and the Cowboys twice. So we both have that. We both have to do those. And then the Commanders play the Falcons, which could lose, possibly. But then we play the Rams, who you never would know what you're going to get with them, and the Ravens. So I think we have a harder schedule left than they do. So, I mean, it's I don't know, man. We do have the Panthers and the Giants again, so I don't know. But as far as having hard games, as far as games where you'd be like, that could be a loss. That could be a loss. We all do it. I think we have more that could be lost than they have, if that makes sense. Anyway, look, Nick Sirianni, he can't get a pass anymore, guys. He can't. You know how people showed up at the Novacare complex with the sign that said run the ball? Someone needs to and I don't know what you do, because it's not, run the ball is easy. You just run the ball more. For this, you got to have a feel for it, and we can't do that. Run the ball is a very simple message. Hey, Sirianni, call more run plays. For this, it's not always take the points. That's not necessarily right. There's a feel. there's times where you just know, like, we should kick the field goal here. We should kick the field goal here. Or, no, we need to go for it here. There's a feel, you know what I mean? And his is just off. It's off. He makes the wrong decision every fucking time. Every time. And I'm not judging the play call. I'm not judging the play result. My wife could verify. I'm sitting there yelling at the screen as the decision is being made. We have a head coaching problem. Big time. Big time. We should have won this game easily. Fucking easily. And we almost fucking lost it. And honestly, we probably should have lost it. He overthrows the running back and Nakobe D makes the interception. Otherwise, I'm not feeling too confident, guys. I'm not feeling too confident. Maybe this makes the Atlanta loss where we should have won. Maybe that makes that loss hurt less, because just flip them. I don't know. We should have lost this one. We should have won that one. I don't know. Anyway, Nick Sirianni is becoming an issue. And it's blatant. It's not like we're just sitting there like, oh, like we're just hating on him for no reason. Like, it's blatant. He is meddling. Nick Sirianni, you are a meddler. You just meddle so fucking much in a negative way. Stop. Hands off the offense and the play calling and the decisions on the offense. Hands off. Glad to be 6-2, but y'all want to be so fucking, one, this offense needs to be better. Now, we'll see what happens with A.J. Brown. But with all these pieces on offense, we should be better. We should be better. I'm not saying like guns blazing, like a freaking steam locomotive, like where we're scoring 35, 40 points every game. Like, no, that's not realistic. But this offense should be more consistently good than it is, if that makes sense. Anyway, and I know if you add the 6 points that Nick Sirianni just didn't do, we scored basically 34 points, so another 30-plus burger. I get it. But I'm just saying there's times you look at the offense and it's just feast or famine. It's just feast or fucking famine. And it's just like... Anyway, guys, the biggest thing is Nick Sirianni and this offense thinking it's better than what it is. With tush pushes, the offensive line thinks it's better than what it is, and always going for it on fourth down, just thinking, it's just, this offense is a little too bullish, and it needs to have more awareness of itself. And I think that starts with the head coach. Anyway, guys, I'm out. 23-minute video. I'm sorry. I had to get the rant out. I fucking hate our head coach. I really do. Peace out, guys.